You are welcome to LFN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Jim Derogattis has since the year 2000 been at the helm of R. Kelly matters, and many have considered him one of the most senior R. Kelly haters of all time. But how true is this exactly? Jim Derogattis is the author of the now famous editorial entitled Soulless, a supposed account of R. Kelly's actions and their subsequent consequences. A reckoning of 2 decades of the R&B king's rise to stardom, and what Derogattis calls his illegal behavior during this important period of his music career. Research has it that during the late 90s and early 2000s, a sort of race to who makes the first story concerning certain topics of great public interest arose among media reporters. As reporters got more famous for the stories they published, the need to get there first grew even higher. In fact, then popular Vibe magazine journalist and now executive producer of the infamous surviving R. Kelly series Dream Hampton, is said to have immediately developed a sense of regret, after learning that Jim Derogattis has picked interest in the R. Kelly story ahead of her, yet she had close to 5 days in his Atlanta mansion profiling him. Very angry with herself, she wasn't going to miss the next opportunity of taking on the R&B king. Jim Derogattis earned a lot of global fame from pinning R. Kelly, and right from the year 2000 when he embarked on this, Jim Derogattis has been boasting the pioneer of the Me Too movement that sent R. Kelly to prison for the second time on this particular case. Listening to this therefore quickly tells you that Jim Derogattis may not necessarily be an R. Kelly hater, but there simply was so much to gain for him by writing the stories he did about him. This is what drives reporters lately, the hunger for fame and the monetary gains that tag along with this. Reporters will bring down even the greatest of leaders just to make a name for themselves, like they did with former President Bill Clinton on the Lewinsky case. Even if a reporter thinks or knows different about you, they will rather stick to what's trending and make a big headline out of your issue, than tell the world the real truth. They will send you with a direct ticket to hell for as long as it's building their careers that they cannot think beyond. These guys make a living off ruining other people's long-earned reputations. Jim Derogattis has however of late come up with a story claiming to have received an anonymous mail from a victim back in 2000, asking him to document the R. Kelly story. The letter, he says, referred to R. Kelly as a predator that needed to be stopped.
I had it down where I went to the office once a week, picked up my mail, which was a bin or 2 of CDs, and tried to get out before the editors gave me even more work. I went back Monday, I read the facts again, and I made some highlights. And it said Sergeant Jazuski at the Chicago Police Department has been investigating him, leading the investigation into him for 1.5 years. So I picked up the phone and I called CPD. And I said I'd like to speak to Sergeant Jazuski.
But how can we believe this Jim letter story that isn't backed up by evidence? Where is that letter he says he received? Who has seen it? Basing on his motivation to write about R. Kelly, this mysterious letter would have been a souvenir for him. Perhaps he could have published it in his book Soulless and sold more copies. With all this said, it's believed by many people in the world, especially fans of R. Kelly, that Jim Derogattis' motivation in writing all the negative he did against the R&B king was the desire for fame and financial gain, nothing else. Not the passion to help an anonymous victim that supposedly wrote a mysterious letter and dropped it into his mailbox. Indeed, he has held many more successful seminars discussing R. Kelly like you would a business, registering an overflow in attendance. You cannot write about R. Kelly's story and miss out now famous Jim Derogattis. And therefore all his claims of sincerity and willingness to help innocent souls is simply a hoax. He tries to further back up his argument by mentioning how he always hated R&B, hip-hop and soul music. According to Jim, R&B and hip-hop is all noise, and he has always said this about it. Many think this is simply an effort to make the world think that he had a background of criticizing Kelly, and probably justify the anonymous letter he claims was sent to him, among all other news reporters in the United States that would have been better candidates for the job. According to Donald, it's common practice for reporters to play hero. They always want to be recognized as the people that championed movements and saved many souls. And it's not only reporters in this bracket of attention and fame seekers, but also many celebrities. I sometimes wonder why an artist would take an interview to discuss the failures of a fellow artist. All artists suffer similar challenges during their careers, and it's always just a matter of time before the next celebrity is on the hot seat. It therefore reflects short sight for one to come up in disregard of his colleague just because it hasn't happened to him yet. Some people like Jim Derogattis have tuned the R. Kelly story into a business and are largely living on it, writing books and calling mini seminars like they are selling a movie or something. He needs to stop taking pride in people's downfall. He ought to change his attitude towards the R&B king. R. Kelly is already the legend Jim will never be, and that is not about to change. According to Julian Smith, while everyone else only started recently trying to make money off Kelly, it's interesting to learn that Jim Derogattis started his bid back in 2000, and he doesn't seem ready to retire from pressing the R&B king. I was surprised to find several shows of himself posted online where R. Kelly is the only subject being discussed. Shows such as Chasing R. Kelly on the Colombian Chronicle, and Solace. The Case Against R. Kelly, all by Jim D. He wants to present himself as the champion in saving lives around the world. Guy playing young Robin Hood. Surprisingly though, Jim has a large audience, and is making it big doing this like a business. What a shame. This is called scavenging, earning off another man's sweat. It took R. Kelly 30 years to build a successful music career. But guys want to get rich overnight by taking advantage of the same. Anyway, God is watching them. According to Rob Sancho, Jim constantly reminds me of Jay-Z's betrayal. When Kells comes home, everyone in the industry that took their collaboration songs down, and talked bad about him will regret it. If it wasn't for Kells, many artists and more celebrities wouldn't have made it big like they did. And who knows? We all know Kells isn't an angel and has his flaws. But he isn't what people are making him look like. Maybe Jay-Z thinks that Kells will take Beyoncé away for laughing out loud. Everyone knows she can do better anyways. If you wish to take part in a live interview discussing any of these topics, let us know by sending an email to sashalfnmedia@gmail.com for scheduling. Thank you for watching today's video, a production of LFN Media, giving you another perspective of issues at hand. We make it our business to keep you updated with the truth amidst the cloud of lies the media wants you to believe. It is therefore important to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon and allow all notifications so that you don't miss out whenever we publish a new video.